No single food fights cancer on its own, and honestly, the phrase cancer-fighting food oversells what any one thing on your plate can do. But here's the version that actually holds up. There are foods with real, consistent evidence behind them, foods that lower risk when they show up again and again as part of how you eat overall. So, let me walk you through 10 of them, one at a time, and tell you what the evidence really says. First up is broccoli and the whole cruciferous family with it. These vegetables give you a compound called sulforaphane, which switches on your body's detoxifying enzymes, and a 2018 review even found it can help reverse some of the epigenetic silencing that shuts down tumor suppressor genes. A cup, 4 or 5 times a week, is a reasonable target. Next come berries. The anthocyanins that give them their color help calm the signaling pathways cancer cells lean on, and they reduce DNA damage. And a quick honest note here, one big study of 93,000 women tied higher berry intake to better heart outcomes, not cancer specifically, so think of berries as a strong all-around addition. Frozen work just as well as fresh, by the way. Third is turmeric. Its active compound, curcumin, quiets the NF-κB inflammatory pathway that's switched on in the majority of human cancers. There's even a 2016 phase 2 trial where it appeared to boost the effect of a chemotherapy drug in pancreatic cancer patients, which is promising, though early. Fourth, green tea. The EGCG in it can nudge damaged cells towards self-destruction and block the new blood vessels tumors need to grow. A 2020 meta-analysis, pulling together 41 studies, linked drinking 3 or more cups a day with lowered breast cancer risk. Fifth is garlic, and the rest of the allium family too. Its organosulfur compounds get in the way of the enzymes that activate carcinogens, and a National Cancer Institute review found regular garlic eaters had lower rates of stomach, colon, esophageal, and pancreatic cancers. Sixth, cooked tomatoes. Here's a nice detail. Cooking actually makes the lycopene more available to your body, not less, and meta-analysis has tied higher lycopene intake to a meaningfully lower risk of prostate cancer. So that simmered tomato sauce is doing more than you'd think. Seventh is fatty fish, your salmon, sardines, and mackerel. The omega-3s, EPA, and DHA were linked in a 2020 meta-analysis to a modestly lower risk of colorectal cancer, and they also help preserve muscle during chemotherapy, which matters more than people realize during treatment. Eighth, ground flaxseed. The lignans in flax seem to slow the proliferation of breast tumor cells, and a randomized trial out of the University of Toronto found that 25 grams a day before surgery increased cancer cell death. The key word is ground, because whole seeds mostly pass right through. Ninth are walnuts. Their L-glutanins can shift how cancer-related genes get expressed, and one study found measurable changes within just 2 weeks at about 2 ounces a day. A small handful, nothing dramatic. And 10th, legumes. Your beans, lentils, and chickpeas are loaded with fiber, which your gut bacteria ferment into butyrate, a compound that helps keep colon cells healthy. The World Cancer Research Fund found roughly a 7% drop in colorectal cancer risk for every 10 grams of daily fiber. So, there's your 10. But I want to leave you with the part that actually matters most, because it's easy to walk away from a list like this thinking you need to hunt down superfoods and eat them in some perfect ritual. You don't. Not one of these foods is a cure, and none of them works in isolation. What the evidence keeps pointing to, over and over, is the pattern. It's the whole way of eating, mostly plants, plenty of fiber, lots of color, fish over processed meat, built up quietly over years, that moves the needle. Any single meal is just one small vote for that pattern. And one more thing. Nothing here is medical advice, so please talk with your own care team before making big changes, especially if you're in active treatment. But if you're just looking to eat in a way that genuinely stacks the odds in your favor, you already have everything you need to start. Add a little more of these foods, more often, and let the pattern do the work. That's the honest, hopeful truth, and it's more than enough.